Hello, and welcome to the Constance Messmer podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I was looking at my little Post-it reminder that says, do no harm, but take no shit. I believe this is from Moira Bowley Doyle from her book, Spell Book of the Lost and Found. And it is a perfect slogan for your chakra health. If you're just joining me, we've been going through the chakras as part of our overall healthcare system of your person, especially your spiritual essence, your energetic spaces, if you will. And I have mentioned different ways through each of those chakras, how you can cleanse and clear those chakras. And I just want to remind you in this episode a little bit about that. Many people use countless forms of cleansing and balancing techniques, one of which is meditation. Or you can even put your hands focused on the particular chakra and do various things, whether intoning its vibrational frequency and note. You would have to look back to the chakras that I had mentioned individually to know what note resonates with each, the ones that I use anyway. You can also, while in this meditative space, visualize the color of the chakra that is aligned with the chakra vibration. You can also hold or visualize its healing gemstone or crystal at the chakra. You can visualize a lotus flower there, allow it to unfold in your mind's eye to completely open. You can cut any attached cords. I've done a segment on cutting cords, and perhaps you might tune in noticing there's a cord there. And you can sort out any story that might be holding a block. And so I want to get a little bit into some of these, because in each individual episode of each chakra, I've talked to you about the vibrational frequency or note and the color of the chakra and the gemstones. I won't go into their attributes, but what I do want to share with you is why on earth sometimes the chakras even get out of balance. You might remember I mentioned that when experiences hit us, whether we're confronted with someone that we're conversing with or communicating with, either in our presence or over the phone, or if we go into certain spaces, or if we actually think about certain experiences, the experience will hit our chakras first on an energetic level. And then we have opportunity to kind of sort it then. And it also might hit us on an emotional level. There might be an emotional impact or a mental impact of various experiences. And those, again, are other opportunities that we can sort the story or figure out how we feel about the situation. If any of those hit and we don't sort it and act authentically, it can resonate and offset the spiraling chakra and the health of the chakra and affect us on a physical level so that the organs and glands beneath are affected. I've mentioned this before in each of the podcasts, but I just really wanted to remind you this overall experience that can occur when you're considering the health of your chakras. It's interesting to note that when you're considering the spiritual health of your chakras, this can happen on an energetic level, or it can actually also be a resonance from a past life experience. That's why when you're considering kind of past life experiences, it's helpful to note, where did this strike me? Did it strike me energetically in my soul's blueprint? And am I still carrying that resonance of that into this lifetime? Is it something that's empowered me or holding me back? These are things that you can contemplate on your own. I know a lot of people that come to me and say, I tune in, but I can't get anything. I don't hear anything. I don't feel anything. I don't see anything. And they often want past life clearings to see perhaps where they had a lifetime where they were really empowered with these skills, but because of adverse conditions, whether they were put to death or ousted for their abilities, they carry the resonance of that into this lifetime and therefore also block the experience for them. You've also heard me speak early on in my episodes that we can heal in various ways. One is to go into the story, most certainly, because sometimes exploring it allows us to have a broader awareness to how the block has affected our lives. But also, too, if you can just step into what you want and allow the source energy and your inner being to guide you into this new path of how you want to be, then the blocks can also clear in that way. And so I just want you to consider that as you think of the spiritual impact of life hitting your chakras. When I invite you to think about the emotional experiences that you go through and how they might hit your chakras, I think that you have to consider that beyond the heart. Sometimes people think we just store emotions in the heart, but you probably also know we can store them everywhere in all our muscles and in every aspect of our being. We can have an emotional reaction to something and it could stay with us, not only for a lifetime, but for countless lifetimes. This is why it's important to work through problems and issues, or even before they become issues and problems, sort them as soon as they happen. It's really important to troubleshoot your emotions, like what's working, what isn't working in relationship if you're unhappy, or in job if you're unhappy, or day to day if you're feeling glum. This is just if it's an emotional resonance, right? I think that's something to ponder and kind of consider the importance of having a healthy emotional response to each situation. That means when you're upset, be upset and don't feel guilty about being upset. If there's something that is upsetting, be that, right? And the same is true with your joy or your happiness, is taking time to recognize when you're really excited or happy about something, or when you're really frustrated and angry or irritable about something. It's honoring these emotions that will help keep the flow of that emotional frequency moving through your chakras and not sticking and getting stuck and impairing you in any way. Hey, as you follow my teachings, I've created this journal to be your companion. Your 11 Soul Senses is a journal for self-discovery. It's an invitation to deepen your connection to yourself and the world around you and others. This is a good thing. Your soul senses are experienced through your higher conscious awareness. Through them, you perceive the spiritual aspects of your environment, the energy patterns, vibrations, soul level experiences, and underlying feelings. I'm laughing because I'm reading a script and it's going a little slow for me. Fully tuning into your world in this way, you increase your awareness and you begin to live your unlimited potential. These are my words, but I had to write them down to remember them. This journal is for you to document your quest for self-discovery. This is a good idea. Definitions are in there to help you understand how you are perceiving through your soul senses. Don't forget, I'm all about contemporary language. Prompts and quotes that we've added guide and encourage you. The empty pages are there for extraordinary exploration as you connect with your own higher states of awareness. I think I moved my eyeballs away from looking at the camera. But listen, to get yours, I invite you, I'm encouraging you to head to constancemessmer.com and check out my shop. Listen, I did it for you. All this I do for you. You know that. I believe in you. You got this. Thanks for tuning in. Sometimes when we're mentally stressed or mentally anxious or worried about something or really having a tricky time, that mental kind of energy can block up the brow chakra and the upper chakras. I find that mostly mental energy can throw blocks in those areas of our body in the chakra system, but they can also affect lower chakras. But what I want to share with you is that also equally, when we're really stoked and we're working a project and we see it through to completion and we're having successful moments or getting great grades or great progress reports or just feeling good about ourselves and our accomplishments. Sometimes as a mom and a working full-time woman, I have to look back and go, what did I do today? Because otherwise I can get so fogged in it, in the like flow of it all, that I think I didn't do anything. And then I look back and go, oh, yes, you did. I have to go, oh, right, good. Okay, that feels good. And you see what happens there? It's the difference between, oh my gosh, beat myself up. I didn't accomplish my to-do list or get enough done to feel good about it all. But it's this whole feeling of satisfaction, right? To then going, wait a minute, I did this and this and this and this. And I'm Capricorn rising, so I like to do things. So for me, then it's the recognition of like, wait a minute, don't let the feeling or the mental state of thinking, oh, I didn't accomplish anything or it didn't work out the way I wanted to get you down. I really need to look at it to go, oh my gosh, I really got a lot done. Just pulling in and soaking in the feeling and the charge that you get from being mentally on something. Because otherwise, stress or woe or worry, all of those kind of mental experiences can really mess with the chakras too. Oh God, right? If you're in a really wackadoodle relationship or work experience. We've had days in my office where things are not going right. It doesn't matter that we've set it up with spirit that today's going to go right and everything's going to go well. And thanks in advance for your help. Some days there's just like throw in the towel and go out to lunch or go for a walk, or today's meant to be a creative day. And all of those experiences, you have to reach those by honoring the fact that mentally things are not working out, not working out, not working out. Now, I guess if you scanned our chakras in those moments, my team and I, our chakras would be all like downtrodden, spiraling the wrong way, maybe spiraling in a weird elliptical, not a round, a healthy, vibrant way. So we have to sometimes go, oh, we are mentally exhausted, or mentally this isn't sorting out for us and things aren't working. And so you have to recognize that, be authentic, true to it. Don't try to fight against the tide, right? And say, okay, what can we do differently here? And it's a different mental approach. All of a sudden, when we shift gears, it's like the chakras go, and they start spinning again. And it's really cool to witness and be a part of. So mental health is tied to chakra health, really, truly. So that's a light touch on spiritual, emotional, and mental, which leaves us to physical. This is not new stuff. I think Louise Hay came out with, if you don't sort the chakra stuff and the energy patterns, then it's going to affect the physical at some point, because your body systems are kind of tired or washed out or feeling the stress, or you're emotionally out of it or disconnected, or mentally feeling the difficulties. And the physical body will then be affected by that. Conversely, if you're living your truth, speaking your truth, being authentically true to who you are and what you're feeling and how you're doing, and taking care of yourself on all these spiritual, emotional, mental, physical ways, nutrition, exercise, good relationship, a right relationship, right environment, all of these things, and honoring what you know as good for you and your highest truth, and being honest, looking in the mirror, then the physical has a better chance of being like right on. This does not address, what about raise your hand if you've had cancer and stuff like that, or physical things that just take you out. And sometimes those, I think, from my experience of working on people with those kind of things, there's just this soul experience that happens in this incarnation. And to me, sometimes, and the sitter, the person that's come to me, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just the moment of the up and down of life and what you're going through. But what I'm saying in this episode is sometimes when there's physical imbalance in the body, maybe you might want to look to the chakras to say, okay, what's happening in the health of this chakra that's around this part of my body that's going through hardship physically, right? Going through hardship physically. So that nice balance of do no harm, but take no shit is really good. It's good advice. It's right for living, but don't take any shit. not even from yourself. So notice when you're mentally taking yourself down or hard on yourself or beating yourself up. Notice that voice. It really is to troubleshoot where the issues are and embrace that which is hurting you. Your chakra health, a lot of it, I think ultimately, is in your hands. Don't you hate that I said that? I think it's also tricky, right? Because the chakra system is your energy, right? And so it's part of your energy system, but it correlates to all of your systems, physical, mental, emotional. But it's not easy to see it, right? The chakras and their experiences, or how your experiences in life affect them, or if they're impaired in any way, or how can you strengthen them or stay in those places that are solid and strong and empowered. And so it really does become paying attention, right? It really does. And recognizing that your chakra system is a vital part of your health. It's a vital part of your experience. That's why I teach all this stuff, the empathic stuff and the auric fields. And this is why we've gone through all the chakras. All right. It's true. It's something that's up to you. You've got to put the time and energy and moments in. But always, and meanwhile, I want you to recognize that the best way to take care of your chakra system is to remember to do no harm, but take no shit. Hey, Constance Messmer here. I just want to do a shout out of big thanks to all the members. I am so grateful. And all the people dropping in and giving little donations here and there and super thanks and all that stuff. I really appreciate you. You members and you people contributing and subscribers are what helped me bring this content to everyone, really. They both contribute to the cost of production, and I am definitely grateful for that. This stuff is not cheap to put out. Oh my God. Oh my God. So every little bit helps, and I am filled with gratitude that you're stepping up. I am not necessarily a joiner, not usually, but there are environmental issues in other organizations that I do belong to and I contribute to because I like to see them persevere. And I'm hoping you feel the same about this work. I hope you put it into practice in your life. That's another way that you could spread this work and help change our world, which is what I think it ultimately does. As you know, I think if everyone tuned into their soul senses, the world would be a much better place. So when you subscribe, it's a big yes vote for the content, and it helps spread the work across the planet. So when you put the lessons into practice and subscribe and like and share, you help me help you carry the lesson beyond you and me. And I am just really grateful. Legally speaking, this podcast is presented solely for educational, spiritual, and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for medical diagnosis, treatment, or the advice of a physician, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat a health problem or condition. Always check with your doctor. Thank you.